Traders, welcome back to Simply Forex, the channel that answers all of your trading questions and gives you in-depth market analysis. I am Trader Tom, and welcome to our humble abode. I hope you're all well, guys. Hope you're having a good trading week. Not in any trades at the moment, but we've got a couple of trades setting up, which I will share with you guys. So we'll take a look at those. Although we do have a bit of news coming out, so we need to keep an eye on that. We are also going to take all of your questions. So guys, I'm with you for 45 minutes. So please take advantage, right? Please ask me as many questions as you like about trading. You can also ask me about anything. Right? Relationships, I know nothing about. Science, very limited. Geography, not bad. And football, bloody excellent. So you can ask me anything about that. So yeah, that's the plan of attack, guys. The news that I was talking about, that I was referring to, is this, guys, right? We have got the ECB interest rate decision, right? So they're looking to drop by 35 basis points. That's not 35. That is actually 25. Get your maths correct. So yeah, ECB looking to reduce the interest rate decision. And I think this is going to be a real interesting interest rate decision today, because we know the euro has been buck wild, crazy strong, right? And buck wild, crazy strong. I believe Warren Buffett uses that phrase. Right. So is this the point where we see, you know, some weakness back in the euro, or does it just fly off and we never see the euro again? Right. We do not trade it. We shall see. All right. But really interesting interest rate decision today. And we've got a bit of US dollar data later as well, guys. We've got all of this coming out of the US, and US dollar has been super weak. Right? You couldn't have more of a contrast between the euro and the US dollar. You know, is this data going to put some strength back into the dollar? Again, we will see. So this is a real big afternoon of news, guys, right? This is all coming out in about an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and a quarter. And an important thing to mention, guys, as well, saying guys a lot. The editor was telling me off. He says, you say guys too much, stop saying guys. So I will try to stop, guys. That one was a joke. Yeah, what was I going to say? This ECB press conference. So a lot of the time, right, when the interest rate decision happens up here, right, most of the time the interest rate decision is as forecast. So there's a strong probability that it will be 2.65%, right? Now, the market goes a little bit crazy during the press conference, because this is where they talk about how they arrived at the interest rate decision. You know, they talk about future projections, the state of the EU, etc., etc. And a lot of the time, it's this press conference that really gets the euro moving. So this whole hour from 1:15 till about 2 o'clock, 2:15 is just sit on your hands and see what happens with the euro. Okay, it's going to be really interesting. So that's the news coming out. What I was going to show you, yeah, I've got a couple of trades setting up, and it's all Canadian dollar pairs and Swiss franc pairs. So we're going to run through those as well. But before we do, let's say hello to the posse that we have in the live chat today. So Colin, hello, mate. Luigi, hi. Colin said, I feel like I've missed so much with euro and pound this morning in the Asian session. It's interesting, that sentence. I will show you something very shortly with euro and pound pairs. Zuzi, the woman with the questions, how are you? Brett, afternoon, mate. Self-subs, yo, guys. Lee, how are you? Marky Mark, yeah, Trump, Lee James, Trump prefers a weaker dollar. Totally agree with that. Yusuf, how are you? Okay, we've got a couple of interesting things here already on the live chat, and we'll look at those shortly. Before we do, let me just show you these Canadian dollar and Swiss franc pairs that I like. So US dollar, Canadian dollar. if we look at the H4, right, I want to sell this down to here, right, this 4,300 psychological level, right? So we are at a really nice level right now with US dollar, Canadian dollar, right? All I'm waiting for is a bearish reaction, right? Something that looks like this, yeah, and I will start selling US dollar, Canadian dollar. As it happens so far, we haven't had that. And then a little trick that I'll show you. It's not that much of a trick. I'm going to show you something, and don't be, it's not amazing, but just, because sometimes I'll go off and, watch a series, go for a coffee with friends, do something with my daughter or whatever it might be, right? So all I will do is keep moving up my alarm, right? And what I do is just put it below the previous candle, right? Because if we do get that big reaction, it will just set my alarm off, right? So as this pushes up, right, I will just keep moving my alarm up accordingly, right? So yeah, do that. Saves you just staring at the screen. I do not want to stare at the screen, not unless it is Liverpool playing Paris Saint-Germain and we win 1-0 in Paris. I just had to get that in. If we have any PSG fans in, we were very lucky. But Liverpool won 1-0 last night in Paris. I'm very happy, regardless of what happens with trading today. Happy trader today. So US dollar CAD, looking at that. And then other CAD pairs are as follows. CAD Swiss franc, right? If we look at the H4, we're at a really interesting level here as well, right? So if we just follow H4 structure, right? Again, this is the last higher low, right? Right in here. Now, if we get a reaction in here, I will be interested in buying it. If we don't and price just breaks down, then I won't, right? But CAD Swiss franc for buys is at an interesting level, as is Canadian dollar yen. And again, right, I need, if we just follow H4 structure, okay, this is where we're at, right? So this level hasn't broken because of this candle, yeah? Now, I need this level to hold. If we end up with a candle that looks something like this, with a bullish wick, right, bullish candle, then I would consider buying Canadian dollar yen back up to these highs, right? So really key levels for some Canadian dollar pairs right now. And also Aussie dollar Swiss franc, right? Again, H4 level, right? H4, we're in this uptrend. It might want to retrace further down to here, right? But again, I'm just going to, somewhere in here, I'm just going to wait for that bullish reaction. And I also think Aussie dollar Swiss franc is potentially a good buy trade up to here as well. And there's more pound Swiss franc, right? This is at a really nice level. Now, clearly, I don't like a candle that looks like that, right? But we are at a really nice level. If I get a bullish enough H4 candle, then again, I think we can take price back up to these highs. Now, why have we seen such bearish candles, right? Look at that bearish candle. That is Swiss franc strength. Yeah. Any of the ones I just showed you, where's Aussie dollar Swiss franc, right? Big bearish, bad red, bearish, red, bad candle, right? So Swiss franc strength and CAD Swiss franc, right? We know we're getting Swiss franc strength. So why are we getting this strength? And not only with Swiss franc, but yen pairs as well, because they are flight to safety, right? And if we look at the indices, there is no surprise that they have been, I've rearranged my watch list and put it in more of a neat order. Very OCD of me, but now I cannot find where anything is. But if you just look at the NASDAQ, guys, right, there's no coincidence, right, that this is having a sell-off Therefore, Swiss franc and Japanese yen, excuse my writing, I've been drinking, right? There's no surprise, Christ. There's no surprise that Swiss franc and yen have been strong, right? Because we're getting this big sell-off, right? It's only a H4 candle, but it's led to intraday flight to safety currency strength. Say that after a few beers. I usually do. And then that's when my friends tune out. They're like, Jesus Christ, he's talking about candlesticks again. So there you go, guys, right? And S&P, yeah, big bearish candle, right? Now, it really does make you wonder, is this level going to hold, right? I keep talking about this level on the indices. It's so bloody important. It's, you know, I talked about it in yesterday's live stream. I talked about it in this morning's vid, but it's such a pivotal level for the indices, right? It needs to be drummed home. So will this level hold? Now, looking at these wicks, the answer is yes, right? There's lots of buyers down here. So, you know, if we go back to the H4, can we expect to see some buyers in here pushing price back up? I would say yes, we can, right? Where I would really get interested with buying some of these indices is if we just get a break of this. You can see, right, prices ranged. And I say this again, you know, without a fear of repeating myself, I always say once you have two opposing forces, right, you get a range on a lower time frame. So on the day chart, right, let's just show you this. On the day chart, massive selling pressure and a downtrend. As soon as we broke these lows in here, that was a downtrend. And we broke these lows. So we're in a downtrend, but we're at a key support level, right? So two opposing forces. If you look on the H4, this is what happens, right? Every time it comes up here, you get daily sellers. Every time it pops down here, we're getting weekly buyers. And it's just a case of, you know, I'm not going to trade that choppy crap. Again, I think Warren Buffett calls it that as well, choppy crap. I hope Warren Buffett doesn't, you know, well, I was going to say, I hope he doesn't find out about the channel. I hope he does. And he comes on and says, yes, Tom, I use choppy crap as a saying as well. Or I might have a lawsuit, one or the other, right? But Warren Buffett uses choppy crap. But he, you know, not he wouldn't trade it, but I'm not going to trade that. Right? I don't want to be caught in this crappy price action. Now, if we get a break to the downside, I would suggest indices are off to the downside. There's more room to move into. But if we, you know, punch up through this resistance level, then I think we've got a nice trade back up to potentially the top of the range. Right? So, yeah, I promise not to talk about this level ever again. That's a lie. I will talk about this level. But yeah, it's so important, guys. So that's what we're looking at there. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? Let's have a look at the live chat. Before we go any further, guys, if you enjoy my analysis, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Also, guys, if you haven't already, please come join our trading community. We have beautiful traders in there sharing knowledge, ideas, and you too can share your knowledge and ideas. So please come join our free Discord channel. It is free. Come join it. Why wouldn't you? Also, guys, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, including our Simply Forex complete course, the VIP Discord channel, and the mentorship program where I coach you one-on-one, then please check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. Check it all out. Right. Yeah, so we got a question here from Colin. Let me have a quick drink of my vodka. Sorry if you can hear me gulping down the mic. Can't be very nice. So Colin said, I feel like I've missed so much with these euro and pound pairs, right? And I hear you, right? If, you know, euro US dollar, or let's pick a different euro pair, euro CAD, right? Look at that. I mean, any euro pair looks like this. Euro has been crazy. Now, just look at that, right? Now, I don't feel like I've missed out on this because I didn't have a setup, okay? If the market does that, it becomes untradeable, right? There's just no way for me to get in. Even if we look at the H4, right? There's little or no retrace, right? So even on a H4, which is, you know, H4 or H1 are my entry timeframes, even on the H4, I cannot get in on that. Now, we all know that we want to buy euro strength. So that's one thing, you know, knowing the direction and getting the direction right. It's another thing getting in on the trade, right? Now, this was impossible to get into, right? There's just no retrace. Even here, you know, I would want more of a retrace into here, test this last high perhaps, right? And then we can take it. But then after that, there's just no retrace, right? That for me is just impossible to trade, right? Whereas if you imagine the alternative and we got a H4 chart that looked like that, right? Starts at the same spot, finishes at the same spot, but this is very tradable, right? We're in an uptrend, we get a retrace into value, a retrace into value, a couple of retraces into value. You know, we can buy there, okay? So don't feel like you've missed out on euro or pound strength, because to be quite honest, you couldn't get in on it anyway, right? So yeah, it doesn't bother me. I really don't suffer with FOMO. Unless my friends go down the pub on a Saturday night and I'm not with them, then FOMO is real. And I climb the walls at home, you know, sweat and that kind of thing. I don't really. Yeah, so there you go, Colin. But good point. But self-subs in about 1.5 hours, we get unemployment. Yep, so we've got important data coming out later on. Lee James says here, Trump prefers a weaker dollar. I agree, Lee James, because they're going to become more of an exporter, right? Well, hopefully, depending on tariffs, etc. But, you know, Trump's all about building stuff in America, and this will lead to jobs, which it will, right? And if you're making more at home, right, you do more manufacturing, yeah, you want to sell your products to the world. So you will export more. The more you make at home, the more you will export, right? You know, imagine China, you know, 10 years ago. Imagine how much they relied on exports, right? Because they made so much stuff. Yeah, and they would have wanted a cheap, you know, Chinese currency, right? So yeah, I totally agree with that theory that Trump wants a weak dollar. But, you know, that's fundamental talk. That's predicting the future talk, right? That's not how I trade. I trade what's in front of me and what these funny little candlesticks tell me to do. Yeah, my life, I am a slave to candlesticks. They tell me what to do and I follow. Yeah, I probably need to seek some psychiatric help. Right, what else are we looking at today? Dream lifestyle. Hello, Jude. Hi. If I had a boy, I was going to call him Jude. There you go. I didn't. I had a daughter, which I didn't want to sound upset about. I'm over the moon. She's a gorgeous little girl. But yeah, if it was a boy, I was going to call it Jude. Marky Mark is hoping for some CAD strength. Yep, me too. Right, I'm not hoping for it. Just if Canadian strength happens and we get a setup, I'll take it. Right, simple as that. Okay, Lee James, Tom, a couple of days ago I asked, have you ever had a trade that didn't fit your criteria and it played, but was still played out and was successful? So I did answer this on this morning's vid, Lee. So please take a look at this morning's vid. It's a good question. Check it out. At the start of the vid, I answer that question, Lee. So please take a good look at that. Mark 1. We've got Marky Mark, and now we've got Mark 1. I feel like a band, a boy band coming together. Pound Aussie dollar. Okay, pound Aussie dollar. Let's have a look at pound Aussie dollar. And let's do this one together, guys, right? Let's do a top-down approach. Okay. Okay. Right, pound Aussie dollar. We are going to do this together as one big happy trading family. And it's really good practice for you to, practice your technical analysis, guys, right? Now, I guess really we do need to put in some of this level over here, right? And I would put it to there. Okay, because we do need to acknowledge that level. Now, also need to acknowledge that this is bang at the 205,000 level. That is a big psychological level as well, right? Now, everyone get involved, guys. Now, looking at the weekly chart, right? We're going to help Mark 1, and we're going to see if pound Aussie dollar is a buy trade, a sell trade, or stay the hell out trade. So everyone right now, let's get involved. Weekly chart with pound Aussie dollar. The simple question is, would you buy it? Would you sell it? Or would you stay out of this market? So everyone, please get involved. Leave your answer in the live chat right now. Okay, Jude, we got some more questions here. Okay, Zuzi, straight in, stay out. Marky Mark would buy. Luigi, wait for a pullback to continue buying. So Luigi, that's stay out, right? Again, just keep it binary, guys, right? Buy, sell, or stay out. So I agree with you, Luigi, but that is basically a stay out, right? Colin would buy. Anyone else, guys? Don't be shy. There are no wrong answers. Only the market will tell you if you're wrong, right? The market can give and take. Luigi would stay out. Okay, good. Okay, Jude would stay out. Mark 1 would not buy for a bit. Okay, so the majority of people are stay out or buy, right? Nobody's selling. And makes sense, right? This is, if we just follow structure. So again, guys, let's look at the facts of the chart, right? We're not going to deal with predicting the future. We are going to look at the facts of the chart. And that is the fact, right? We're in an uptrend. Okay, so this means we want to look for buys, right? We want to be with trend. Now, important to point out is really when you're analyzing this weekly chart, you should take this week out. Really, you should, because it hasn't finished forming. And this is literally at a key resistance level, right? Okay, now let's go back and into real time. Okay, so it's at a resistance level. It will be very interesting to see how this candle finishes, right? Imagine this weekly candle finishes like this and holds on to this last area of resistance, right? It would almost become a sell trade. Okay, so we need to be careful of making predictions on a candle that hasn't finished forming, right? Now, just having price up here, right, things are a little overextended. And as a lot of you have been saying, you would probably wait for a pullback before looking to buy again, right? And I would agree. So for that reason, I would stay out. Yeah, there's no value as yet, okay, especially not up here, right? But it's, you know, every time this retraces, we're getting more and more value. But every time this retraces, imagine what's happening to the wick, right? It ends up looking like that. And then you have to be careful and think to yourself, would I still buy a weekly wick like that, right? So for me, it's stay out, right? There's no value up here. This weekly candle is at resistance, and I would wait to see what this weekly candle does. But stay out is what I would do, but totally understand buys as well, right? So let's carry on this analysis, right? Now let's look at the daily chart. This is what I do every day, guys, right? Now again, okay, same question to everyone, but we're looking at the day chart now. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? Now, everyone, get involved. What would you do? Buy, sell, or stay out of this market on the day chart? Leave your answer in the live chat if you've just joined. Hi, Niraj. And Jude, I'll answer that question shortly. Raymond, we'll have a look at that as well. So we've got more good questions coming in as well. Right. We've got a buy from White or Wit Eagle. Marky Mark would buy. Luigi would stay out. Raymond would stay out. Mark would stay out until hits support. Jude would stay out. Mark 1, patience is my issue. Mark 1, you are not alone, right? Every trader struggles with patience, right? Zuzi would buy. Okay. So again, pretty split between buys and stay out, right? So again, let's take a look at the facts, right? Now the facts are these. Right. That's the first fact. We're in an uptrend. So I want to buy, right? I'm not saying I will buy. Let's look at all the facts, right? But I want to buy. Let's look at support and resistance, right? We've got some decent support here, right? We have, okay, but it's not quite there yet. And then look at the candles. Do you want to buy into those candles? And the big fat answer should be no, I don't, right? I don't know why the answer has to be fat, just adds emphasis. But yeah, you do not want to buy into them candles, right? Look, anytime you see candles like that, there you go. Bang, right? Where else do we see candles like that? Bang. Yeah, there you go. 2 examples. You didn't have to look that far, right? This is coming down. Now, will it come down to here? Or will it want to come down to potentially this next level? Right? We will wait and see, right? But I would suggest, for those reasons, I would stay out, right? And also, there's still no value in here. Look where the moving average 20 is. If you want to gauge value on the charts, you want to gauge how close it is to the moving average 20. That is a very good visual representation of value, right? Like here, for example, when we're in an uptrend, right? It's not, it's not at the moving average 20, but it's close enough and there's value, right? So use the moving average 20 as a visual representation. And this is very overbought. Look where the moving average 20 is. So no value, bearish candlesticks. We are in an uptrend with almost at an area of support, but I would just stay out, right? Simple as that. Now, even if price retraced to here, right, I would still say there's a lack of value there, right? I would like price to catch up with the moving average 20. Maybe it's this high and the moving average 20. I would want more of a deeper retrace before we started buying pound Aussie dollar. And I certainly wouldn't be buying into candles that look like that. So all in all, guys, this is what I do every single morning. I'm like weekly, daily. Do I have a trade? It's either buy, sell, or stay out. And pound Aussie dollar would be a big stay out. And I would move on to the next pair and analyze that pair. Yeah. We've got 28 pairs to pick from. You can find a decent trade amongst them, I'm sure. Some days you won't, but, you know, most days you will. So there you go, guys. That is pound Aussie dollar. I hope that helps there, guys. And also, please let me mention, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash the like button. And also, guys, today's live stream is sponsored by Pepperstone. If you look above my head, guys, if you want to switch brokers or open a brokerage account, then please choose Pepperstone. They are a world-class broker, super tight spreads, low commissions, and they're compatible with TradingView. And if you sign up with Pepperstone now, we will give you free essential TradingView subscription, right? And we'll give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy, okay? It's a no-brainer, guys, right? Just change to a world-class broker and we will give you those perks. Check out the promotion. All the information's on our channel and on our website as well. Right, we had some other questions up here, guys. So let's take a look at these. Right, we've done pound Aussie dollar. Lee, I did answer that question, May, in this morning's vid. Raymond, hi, Tom. I subscribed to your VIP Discord before when I was still a student. Now I'm a licensed civil engineer. Well, congratulations, Raymond, for becoming a licensed civil engineer, earning and want to relearn everything I learned from you. Well, Raymond, more than welcome. Come back to the VIP. Yeah. And again, we've also got a course now, Raymond, that you could use. We've got the VIP Discord, or even if you wanted to be mentored by me, these are all options. Again, Raymond, all the information's on the website. Check it out. Jude, hi, Tom. Can you throw more light on what to expect in the market as a result of Trump's tariffs in different currency pairs? So here is a coin. Heads. Who knows is my point, right? We cannot trade like that, okay? So the impact that Trump's tariffs have on Canadian dollar, Mexican peso, what is the Chinese currency? My mind's gone blank. Please, somebody tell me the Chinese currency. The Chinese, what is it? My mind's gone blank. Anyway, any of those currencies and the tariffs that Trump has put on these countries and Europe and the UK more than likely, you know, what will their effect be? To be quite honest with you, Jude, it would be pure speculation, right? Because there's going to be toing and froing with tariffs. So although Trump's throwing out all these tariffs are going to be returned by these countries. And what impact will that have on the dollar? And to be honest with you, I wouldn't waste your time or energy trying to understand it. Anything that plays out fundamentally or geopolitically, you will see on the charts anyway, right? And just trade the chart, right? If you try and work out all the permutations of what the tariffs are going to do with the Canadian dollar, the US dollar, you will go grey, right? You will, and you'll just predicting the future. You have no idea. Even that, you get all these analysts come out on CNN or whatever it might be. They have no idea, right? They really don't. They're just speculating. Okay. So why would you speculate, right? It doesn't make sense to me to trade like that. Wait for the chart to tell you what's going to happen. For example, right? If we were looking at US dollar, Canadian dollar, right, and these tariffs led to US dollar strength and Canadian dollar weakness, right? And then we saw this, right? We saw bang, US dollar strength breaking these highs, Canadian weakness. Then all I would say to myself is like, right, we're in an uptrend. I'll wait for a retrace. I'll start buying in here and take it up to here. Why do you care what the tariffs do? The chart will tell you what the tariffs are going to do. Right? You get my point? It's like, don't predict the future. Let the now happen, right, with the tariffs. And then the market will show you exactly what's happening fundamentally and geopolitically. And you just trade the chart technically. Right? So, just trade like that. Yeah. Don't get lost in all this fundamental analysis, right? Even the best analysts in the world who appear on CNN get it wrong regularly, right? And I mean regularly, right? So, yeah. And also, guys, I was chatting to a guy the other day about economic data, right? And not so much developed countries, but more underdeveloped countries, if you like, right? Some of them try to skew their figures so that their economy looks better and potentially foreign investment finds it more attractive, right? So that's a bit of a side point, but I just thought it'd be interesting. I was chatting to some guy about it. So, yeah, I don't put a lot of emphasis on that. Right, what else are we looking at? We've got any more questions, guys? Don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like. We've answered that. Okay, so Susie, I like how you explain things. It makes trading so much easier to understand. And trading, right? Please don't tut or say, shut up, Tom. But trading in terms of structure, support and resistance, trend, candlesticks, is pretty simple to understand, right? It is. But what stops us from becoming good traders is us, right? We can't follow a plan, or we get emotional when we have money on a trade, or we make trading mistakes, or we're impatient, or we're undisciplined, or we get greedy, or we get complacent, you always hear this figure, trading is 90% psychology. And, I wouldn't say it's that much. You need a good understanding of how to read a chart and pick high probability trades. But once you've learned that, the next thing you need to overcome is your emotions, right? Obviously, I think money and risk management is very easy to comprehend, right? I risk 1% a trade. I can do a quick calculation and work out my lot size. Right? It shouldn't be any more difficult than that. That's literally what it should be. Make sure my risk to reward is at least 1:1, right? Your strategy, you should be able to read a chart, right, in terms of price action, okay, and understand how to pick high probability trades. That can be taught, right? And then the last one is keeping on top of your emotions, right? Now, that can also be taught, and you can learn certain, tricks to help with that. And again, we talk a lot about this in our course, right? So it's all teachable, right? But then it's up to you to implement it and stay disciplined and stay patient. And it boils down to you at the end of the day. But trading itself is not rocket science, right? And some of the best traders that have ever been around just keep it simple. You know, when you hear Warren Buffett, it's just like, there's value in that company. I like some of the ratios, I buy it, right? All of his decisions aren't going to be winners, but most of them are, right? And he just keeps it simple. So yeah, it's you that prevents you from succeeding in trading, right? With anything, right? But yeah, it's simple. Connor, when hedging, how do you exit a trade once both trades are triggered and the market trends and does not return to initial entry? Connor, we would need a good hour, right, to go into detail about hedging, and we've got about 5 minutes. But good question, Connor. What I would suggest, Connor, is come join our VIP Discord channel. We have got numerous tutorials in the VIP, or come check out our course. We have a whole section on hedging. But yeah, it would take a few hours to explain that. But yeah, as you know, guys, I use hedging instead of stop losses. But yeah, we need some time for that. Right, dream lifestyle. Could you check US dollar, Japanese yen? Let's quickly look at that. Before I even look at the chart, I know it's at a very, very nice support level on the weekly. Let's have a look. Right, and will this level, again, this is this week, right? Will this level hold? Right, that's the weekly level I'm talking about, because this is in an uptrend, right? We're getting higher highs, and these lows so far are holding. Please bear in mind, again, this weekly candle hasn't finished forming, right? So will it, won't it? And I said I wouldn't mention the level on the indices again, but I'm going to. It all depends on that. You know, the level I showed you earlier on the indices. If that level holds, then potentially this level will hold, right? You can just see this is such an important level. Now, I wouldn't make any quick decisions on this. In fact, we've only got a couple of trading days left. I would wait for this week. I would wait and see what this weekly candle looks like, right? Now, if it looks like this, I am selling US dollar yen, potentially all the way back down to these lows in here, right? But if this weekly candle ends up looking like this, which is quite possible, then I would in fact be looking for US dollar yen buys. So US dollar yen is all about this level, right? If we go to the day chart, today's candle will be interesting as well. We've got some US dollar data later, right? You can see all of this level is holding. Will this daily candle break these lows? So this will be a really interesting candle today. Okay, even if we do get a candle like this that breaks these lows, I'm still going to wait for that weekly candle, right, and see what that does by the end of the week. All right, and it's all dependent on this level, right? If this weekly level through here holds on the Nasdaq, right? If this holds, I think that US dollar yen level will hold. If this doesn't, then it won't, right? Then we're looking at US dollar yen sells and indices sells. All right, guys. So yeah, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. Please don't forget to join our trading community. Come join our free Discord channel. And if you want access to all of our premium trading education, go check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. Thank you very much for all your questions today, guys. Really enjoyed it. See you again soon.